Hello all, welcome to another episode of Thoughtful Leaders series by College Dunia. Today we have Dr. K. Rajendra Kumar, Academic Director of Maxim Group of Institutions, Hyderabad, for sharing more insightful information about the institutes. To all our viewers, I would like to tell Dr. Rajendra Kumar, educated at Nagarjuna University and Madurai Kamaraj University, and holds a PhD degree from Osmania University. Dr. K. Rajendra Kumar had presented 43 research papers in both international and national seminars. He is a guest lecturer for various law institutes in India. He also worked as a demographic analyst in India's first disability rights bill. With complete experience of 25 years in educational sector, Dr. Rajendra Kumar is currently serving as an academic director for Maxim Group of Institutions. Hello, sir. Welcome to College Dunia.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you doing, sir?
Fine. How are you?
Yeah, we are all good, sir. All going well.
It's going well.
So going into the interview, our first question is, you have held key positions in educational institutions throughout your professional career, right, sir? So what are the key factors that keep you connected with the education sector actually?
Yeah. Here, I would like to tell the answer from the bottom of my heart. Comparing to any other professions, if you are taking, teaching is only the profession where we can serve the society perfectly. Say, if you are taking a doctor, he serves the people, a lawyer serves the people, policeman serves the people. But all these people comes from the hands of a teacher. So if the teacher is a perfect one, if the teacher is good one, then the society can convert as a very good society. So if you want to really serve the society, teaching is only the profession. So this is the main factor what encouraged me and motivated me to continue in the teaching field from last 25 years. Yes, sir. This is the only main factor. Not the money, of course. Money is also influencing factor. But than that, the satisfaction what I get when my students are succeeded, when they are serving the society, by looking at them, I am inspired. So to serve the society, I selected teaching and I am continuing in teaching.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Well, sir. So coming to our next question, sir, being the academic director of Maxim Group of Institutions, so what is your philosophy of leadership? Like, how do you describe your leadership style, sir?
Yeah. Peculiar way I want to go. I am following and I want to follow democratic leadership. Yes, as an academic director, I can take any decision. I have full power in my own institute. But I am not I don't want to go in such a way like a monarch leadership. I don't want to take. I want to go in a democratic leadership model. Whatever the decision I want to take, I'll take opinion from my students as well as from my faculty, because ultimately my decision is followed and implemented by my faculty, and the effect will be on my students. So whatever the experience I have, in spite of that experience, before going to take a decision, I'll take opinion from my teachers, from my students, and then I'll take a decision, which is called as democratic leadership. Generally, we can find it in the Japan. Japan is known for its democratic leadership. Every industry follows the democratic leader. But there, the decision is taken by entire group of people in the organization. So I like this democratic leadership, and I want to promote this culture in my organization, the democratic leadership in my organization. Yes.
So, sir, our next question is, the education system in India and other foreign countries are structured very differently. So, in your experience, what can an inbound student gain from studying in your institute, sir?
Yeah, Rohit, here I have a very big answer. So, let me explain the entire answer. First, I want to differentiate the education system, the difference between the education system in India and foreign countries. What are the pressures the Indian students are having? How I am trying to overcome all those things. First of all, coming to the education system in India, lot of pressures are there on the students. First thing is, they don't have choice. Their choice is very limited. They have to study in a packaged model. Whereas If you are coming to the Western economies, Western countries, there the students are having a lot of choice, lot of convenience. Say, here I can share my experience. Recently, I came in touch with some Russian students. So there in that group, one girl is studying biology, botany, agriculture, economics, and digital technology. Three are not at all related. Is it possible in India any student can go in such a way? Practically, there is no chance. I asked that girl, Mama, how you are taking this? Why? Because she said, Sir, I am interested in agriculture and agriculture business. So I selected agriculture, economics, and I want to go technically, so digital technology adapted. So these three subjects I am studying. So like that, they have a lot of flexibility. According to the student interest, they can move. But in India, we don't have this choice. Second most important thing is too much interference of the parents. Maybe by listening this word, parents may get anger of me, but with my experience, I'm telling. Here, parents wants to rub their dreams on their children, on the head of their children. But this is wrong. It is your dream, but your child's dream is something different. Your dream may not be suitable to your child's skill sets. But parents will take a decision, they will push the students into particular groups and they will force them to study. Even I have thousands of examples. Almost 60,000 students I handled in these 25 years. I can have not one or two, thousands of examples like this. The students are not having interest, but with the parents' force, they took some group, they are not able to do that, they failed so many things. So this is the second difference. Too much parents' interference is there. A single word to say, here students are not having choice to select according to their interest. This is the second problem. Third problem is traditional way of thinking. What is this traditional way of thinking? First to 10th class. After 10th class, joining into intermediate, then degree, then PG, then thinking about the job and skills required. Almost at the end of their education life, academic life, then students are thinking about the skills required to do the job. Because traditional education is different and the skills required to work in a company, in an office are different. But throughout these 15 years, they never concentrated on the skills what they required. And after entering into the market, they started thinking the skills what to acquire. So this is causing a downfall in the curve of their career. So this is a major difference and problems what the Indian education system is having. So here, how we are trying to overcome this problem in Maxion. First, before taking an admission, we are conducting psychometric analysis. In this psychometric analysis, we are able to identify what are the skill set the student is having. Based on that, we are strictly recommending the parents which group is suitable to him. What are the additional qualifications? Because we are providing integrated training system. Integrated in the sense, along with the degree, traditional degrees, BCom, BBA, BScs, along with that, we are providing some international qualifications. So we are suggesting to the parents, Baba, this group, this additional qualification is suitable to your child. Please join him or her into that. If the parents are listening, our advice, tomorrow they are the happiest parents in the world. If any parent is not listening, we are not bothered to lose that admission. We are not taking any admission based on the parents' force and just for the sake of money. Even I can say a handful of admissions are rejected because parents decided and they want to force their children to do whatever they are selling. So I rejected that admission. So like this first psychometric analysis we are doing and giving them an opportunity to select. Second step what we are doing is, in this 3 years course duration, we have academia and corporate sector interaction. Corporate sector interaction. It's not just calling the corporate people and giving them speeches, not like that. Say, our teacher will tell what is a balance sheet, how to prepare the balance sheet. Whereas a finance manager from corporate sector will come and tell how to understand that balance sheet. Because we are giving traditional education for the exam purpose. Practical experience from the corporate side. Plus, at the same time, what are the skill sets the corporate companies are expecting that we are coming to know from their HR, from their finance managers, and through a well-versed faculty, we are planning to train our students. Okay, so this is the way we are trying to overcome some problems in our Indian education system, and we want to make our student as a globalized student. So this is the way we are trying to overcome the problems in Indian education system. Yes, Rohit.
So yeah, that's a very correct answer. Like you said, sir, like it is what's happening in Indian education system which needs to be changed. So, sir, like you're not only an academic director, you are one of the founding member of Maxim Group of Institutions, right?
Yes.
Like as a founding member, how do you strategize about the key programs and the plans for marketing as well as the administration of your institute?
Yeah. First of all, administration, as I said in the second question, we are following democratic leadership model. So all my administrators, my principals, or administrators, every person, everybody in the administration follow this style. Just principal will not force their faculty or the office members to do what he is saying. He will take the opinion. Everywhere, the interaction among the employees I am encouraging. And for every task, we designed a particular time period. Say, for example, if parent came to pay the fees. So for this process, we fixed a certain time. If parent entered into the college campus, within how many minutes he can turn back and go after completing this work. Like that, we are fixing the time and the process so that we'll go according to the process. Parent will convenience. Say if any parent is coming to pay the fees by taking 1 hour permission from his office, he can know that yes, this process will take 10 minutes or 30 minutes, like that. So according to that, he can adjust. This is the way we are standardizing our process in the administration. Generally, I am not commenting. This type of administrative style you may not observe in some other organizations. Here we are trying to standardize our process to improve the quality and experience to our parents. This is our style in administration. Coming back onto the marketing, here Rohit, I am having a big answer. I'll explain it. Say generally, education marketing follows a stereotypic model. They'll go meet the parent and student. They'll say this college is good, join your child here. If you are coming through me, I'll give 10% concession. Just parents are listening, the 10% concession and joining their students. We are not going in such a way. We are following educative marketing model. What is this educative marketing model? We are giving education. We are trying to educate the parent. What actually we are trying to educate the parent, I'll tell you with an example. Even you can accept this point after interacting with me. Say, Rohit, we are purchasing vehicles by taking loan, right? While we are paying loan, we are paying along with the interest. So that means we are paying more value than the actual value of the bike. But after 3-4 years, what is the value of the bike? Depreciates. You are paying more, but when you are selling, you don't get that value either. But still, middle and below middle class people are ready to purchase the vehicles by taking loan. But are we thinking in the same way in case of education? Nobody thinks like that. Whenever I'm telling that take a loan to study means Abbas sir, taking loan, we have to pay interest like this. But strictly if you are understanding, when you are taking loan to the vehicle value depreciates. But your education value, it never depreciates. But people are having wrong perception. They are thinking taking loan to the education is a burdensome. But the same people are taking loan for the vehicles, not even for vehicles. Nowadays, you can see cell phones are also purchased on EMI. Okay, that same 15 to 20,000 when I am asking the parents to take loan to educate your child, they feel, Amma, education loan, sir, we have to pay interest, like this. So exactly we are touching at this point. Here we are trying to educate the parents. What we are telling here, sir, if you are taking a 3 lakhs loan and paying education fee to your child, then if he qualified, internationally qualified, the 3 lakhs he earned in 3 months. The return on investment is in 3 months. The rest of the life, whatever he is earning, is a profit to you. Next thing, and we are trying to educate the parents, whatever you are spending on education is not an expenses. It's not an expense. It is a cost. It is an investment for your future, for your child future. So no wrong in taking loan. You think in a business way, no doubt. Please think in a business way. Take a loan. You are investing on your child life. So tomorrow it yields you. It is not expenditure like what you are spending on the bike. So this is the way we are pitching with the parents. Fact, we are educating the parents. But after listening this point from us, some parents are really inspired and they are taking loan or somehow they are making arrangement of money and paying fee to their child. So this is the strategy what we are following in the education, in the education market. So completely a different method of marketing and administration we are following. Yes, Rohit.
Okay. So, sir, could you please inform in detail that how does the curriculum of Maxim Group of Institutions ensure the best practice of industry?
Exactly. Here, curriculum, the design of our curriculum is in a different way. And everybody knows that if our college is affiliated to Osmania. So we have to follow Osmania curriculum. So one side, we are following the traditional curriculum, BA, BBA, BCom computers, BCom honors. This curriculum we are following. At the same time, we are blending this traditional education with international qualifications like ACCA, CIMA, USCMA, CPA, CFP. Like this, there are different finance qualifications out there. We are blending these finance qualifications with our regular studies. So, every student is one side traditional education is going, and by default is going for international finance qualifications. And the classroom also, interactive classroom. We don't follow the traditional format of teaching, which I used to say blackboard teaching. My teachers interact with the students. Maximum lesson is explained in the form of discussion. Example, which is called as inductive teaching methodology. You will be wondered, students who are all watching this interview may feel wonder. We use movies, documentaries, novels, stories to explain the lesson. I'll tell a simple example, say which I used to do. There is a concept in management called as leadership. The second question what you are asking. There are different type of leaderships. Democratic leader, autocratic leader, democratic leader. Like this different type of leaderships are there. Instead of telling theoretically hours together, simply I used to display war scene in Bahubali 1. It's a 15 minutes clipping. I'll display it in the class. I'll ask the student, observe the war scene, how each and every character is behaving, how Bahubali is behaving, how Ballala Deva is behaving. I'll ask them to observe. After that movie clipping, I'll ask the students to open the text, read. Now you identify who is Bahubali, what type of leader he is, what type of leader Ballala Deva is. So immediately my students say, sir, Bahubali is a democratic leader, Ballala Deva is an autocratic leader. So like this is called as inductive teaching methodology. We'll ask the students to read a novel, to read a story, and come to the class next day. Then my teacher will start discussion. So automatically, the concept what my teacher wants to tell will go into the mind of the student. Say this is called as inductive teaching methodology. So this is the way we are trying to train the students. We planned and trying to train the students. Even in my academy also, Maxion Degree College is also having a sister consultancy, that is Maxion Academy. Even in the academy also, we follow the same system. Along with the traditional blackboard, traditional teaching model, we will go with this innovative teaching methodologies. Yes. Go ahead.
So, sir, my next question is like, actually, you have founded Maxion Group of Institutions. So, actually, what was your vision for this initiative, and how long it took for you to evolve it in and properly implement it, sir?
I can say 25 years evaluation. Based on my experience in this field from last 25 years and my childhood experiences, all the things influenced me in framing the mission and vision. The mission of the Maxion is providing qualitative education at affordable prices. Say from the beginning of my interview, I am telling about the international qualifications, ACCA, CIMA, like this. But people feel that, sir, all these international qualifications are high priced. Is it possible to the middle and below middle class? That doubt people may get. So that's why the main object of Maxion is providing world-class qualifications and quality at affordable prices. This is the first mission statement of Maxion. Next thing is making teaching as attractive profession. Teaching as an attractive profession. See, everybody wants teacher. I can say that Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, we used to say that Brahma is a creator. So teacher is a creator. Society needs teacher. See, artificial intelligence replaces any profession, but not teaching. Even in the Bangalore and some places, they are using robots just to support the teacher, not to replace the teacher in some international schools. Right? So teaching cannot be replaced. Society requires the teacher because teaching done by the teachers not with the mind, it is with the heart. Okay, so teachers are required. But if you are observing in the society, the teachers are lowest paid. Very few teachers will get good pay package, but rest of, see how many youngsters wants to take teaching as their profession. I can say a bitter thing, very bitter thing. Some people are coming into the teaching as a last resort. When they are rejected in every industry, then as a final resort they are coming to the teaching, not because of the passion. Because youngsters are not ready to take teaching as their main profession because they are least paid, very low paid. As a result, quality of Indian education is a little bit less. Knowledge-wise, subject-wise, we are top. I can say that Indians are no way lesser and inferior in case of knowledge. And we are called as Viswaguru. Indians are called as Viswaguru. But because this teaching problem, teaching is not an attractive profession in India, especially in Telugu states, I can say. Andhra and Telangana, teaching is not that much attractive profession. So that's why quality is falling in India. So to solve this, my second mission statement is teaching, making teaching as an attractive profession. In such a way, I am trying to improve the quality. This is my mission statement. Coming on to the vision, how we want to appear to the society tomorrow, coming on to our vision, I want to make Maxion as one of the best finance institute in the country. One of the best finance organization, finance institute. Yes, I want to specialize in the finance education. Actually, my dream is I want to convert Maxion as a finance university. You can see medical universities, you can see law universities, you can see engineering institutes, but nowhere you can find finance university. So my vision is I want to convert Maxion as one of the best finance institute and first finance university in the world. Yes, Rohit.
So, sir, going to the next question, what do you see as Maxian Group of Institutions' greatest strengths?
Maxian Group of Institutions' greatest strength is, I can say proudly, our mission, our vision, our philosophy, and the role what we are giving to our teachers, our democratic leadership, and the role what we are giving it to the teachers. We are not just expecting responsibility from the teacher. Not only the responsibility, we are expecting their role. We are motivating them to accept Maxion as their institute. It's not my institute. It is my employee's institute. So like that we are motivating. So my teachers' teaching is the major strength of my Maxion. The methodology of teaching, the way how he handles the student. See, with an example I'll explain you. If any student joined with us, at the time of application, once the application is filled, before he put his signature on the application, we'll tell to him and to his parents what is his 3 years plan, what Maxion planned for him for the coming 3 years. So if he's following along with us, at the end of 3rd year, where he will reach in his career. So like this, the plan, the involvement of my teachers and the involvement of students, that 360 degrees involvement is the strength of Maxion. Yes.
Okay. Well, sir. So, sir, like I just wanted to know, like, what would be the most insightful information that you wanted the people to know that they may not know about the Maxion Group of Institutions?
Yeah, here a different type of answer I'm having. With an example, I'll start this answer. Say if you're taking a big corporate hospital, it is run by whom? Run by a senior doctor. Am I right, Rohit?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
If you are taking an engineering consultancy, interior decoration or something, it is run by an interior decorator or an engineer. But if you are coming out to the educational organization, it is owned, managed and run by whom? And definitely not by an academician. Maximum number of educational organizations are run by the business people. But Maxion is owned and run by an academician. Here, not only me, in the administration, all my faculty, all my teachers involved. So I can say it is a pure academic administration we are having. We are not having business administration. We have academic administration. So I can say proudly, the Maxion is owned and headed by an academician, where you can find perfect and pure academic environment. So that's the point I want to tell to the students. If you are coming into the hands of an academician, your teachers are going to take care of you. They are the second parents to you. They are going to take care of you. Your plan, your life, your career design, everything is in your teacher's hand. So this is the speciality of Maxion. Everything is academic and academician run. This I want to make it clear to all my students' friends. Yes, Rohit.
Okay, sir. And like our next question is, what are some of the biggest challenges you see both for higher education in general and for Maxion Group of Institutions specifically?
Yeah. So Maxion is also part of higher education. So the problems what are there in the higher education, we are also facing the same thing. As I answered to your previous question, here in India, choice to the student is very little, like in other countries. A rigid, packed form is there. And student is not having any liberty to choose his path, career path. Say if you're taking other countries, a student will study up to schooling, plus 2. Once the plus 2 is over, if he is interested, he will do some job. Then some interest will be cultivated in him. According to the interest, then again he will come back, join into the degree, he will acquire certain knowledge, certain subjectual knowledge. This is the way after getting degree again they will go back to the work. Okay, if he felt yes, I need to upgrade, then he will come back, study post-graduation. But this type of flexibility is not there in Indian education system. So if you joined in the first class, you have to complete inter, after that degree, after that PG, after that go into the market and stand with empty hands without any skill. And even some students, they don't know actually what they can do. Even after PG, I know good number of examples. Even postgraduate students, they don't know how to fill a deposit form in the bank, withdrawal check signature, withdrawal form filling. They don't know. Because mechanically they are studying. So this is a problem. So they don't have choice, and to spread their wings, to mind, to think, their choice is very limited. But lucky thing is, at least the present generation is lucky. Recently, before a month, government adopted new education policy. Government adopted new education policy, 2020. Okay, so this policy is giving a little bit flexibility to the students. Now they can choose their path. At the same time, they are giving a little bit more autonomy to the institutes to design the curriculum, to go for the different type of education qualifications. In a more simplest way to say, it is giving some flexibility to the organizations to design the course according to the requirement of the corporate sector, not in the rigid way. So now I think because of this new education policy, certain problems what we discussed in the previous questions are going to be solved in India. So let us hope and good environment to the students in the coming years. Yes, Rohit.
Okay. Sir, before, we are very much agreed with your answer, regarding the education system. And we also hope for a better change in the education system where the students can have a better practical knowledge than the bookish knowledge. Sir, coming to the student relations, I just wanted to know. Hello.
One here, just adding to the previous answer. Even the Telangana government wants to adopt the new education policy as early as possible. Actually, they are planning to adopt this new policy from coming academic year. If it is really happening, the students are going to get very good benefits. So this I want to share. Yeah, go ahead.
So yes, I just wanted to know, basically at Maxim Group of Institutions, how do you tend to establish a healthy relation and better environment in your institute, sir?
That means healthy relation between the teachers and
students.
That is. Here I am following parental system. Parental system means parent-teacher model. Here, every teacher is given the responsibility of certain number of students. It may be one student or 10, 20, like that. Here, my teachers frequently interact with their students, with their group of students. It's not only, generally this system is existing in other organizations also, but this is, they adapted this system to collect fees. Mainly to coordinate with the students' parents and to collect the fee. But here we are not arranging the system to collect the fee. Here my teacher is requested to talk with the students periodically and to maintain intimacy, to know the students' problems, psychological problems. What happens sometimes, some students really, they'll open with us, they'll tell their problems. Even I have very good examples. Even some girls also tell their personal problems, which they don't want to share with their parents, especially girl child. Than her mother, they came and shared their problems with me so many times. I have this experience so many times in my life. So this type of parent relationship we are trying to maintain with the students. What happens because of this system? We can understand actually what student is feeling, what he is expecting. What is his expectation? Because he can speak with his teacher in a completely comfortable environment. You will be wondered. My teachers will go for a cup of tea along with the teacher, along with their students. We don't hesitate. Even I used to go along with my students for a cup of tea. Or every day, I'll sit with my students and have lunch box. I don't sit in my chamber and eat. I'll take my lunch along with my students. At that point of time, I don't discuss any education system, just cutting the jokes, cracking the jokes. If they are cutting any joke on me also, I'll laugh. I don't get angry. I'll behave along with them. My teachers behave along with them. So that we can understand what they require. According to that, one side will educate the parents, will talk with the parents. Baba, your student, your child is feeling so. He needs this. Even sometimes we suggested a parent to take his daughter to a movie. Or you just go with your daughter to the hotel, have a lunch or have a dinner today. Even like this, we are educating, we are informing the parents, and we are informing other group of teachers. Say, one teacher involves with one student, some students, other teachers are not involving. So these teachers will exchange their opinion, output from the students. So that my students are very loyal to their teachers and my teachers are very caring to their students. So we never had any problem. In my academy also, I have students whose age is 46 years old to 16 years old. I have students from 16 to 46 years old. But a close environment we are able to maintain. So this is the way we are trying to solve the problems and hiccups in the relation between teacher and student. Yeah, here we are following a system. Guru Vishnu, Guru Brahma is by giving knowledge. Guru Vishnu is the stabilizer. So like this, we are stabilizing the relation and mood of the student. Yes, Rohit.
So, sir, final question, going to the final question in this interview. So our question is, sir, like any suggestions you would like to give to the current youth and the aspiring students?
Yeah, here I need to share, I have to share so many things with my young friends. But yeah, based on the time, I cannot share all those things. I think I have to take a class on this. But okay, it's an interview, I can share something. See, little bit be serious in your life. See, as a student, you have a right to enjoy. Go watch movies, watch cricket, discuss about your movie heroes, discuss about your cricket gods. No wrong in that. But it should not be your main part of the life. It's a part of the life. Concentrate on education. While you are studying, maximum number of students are having a wrong opinion. What is there? Just before the exam, if you are studying 1 month, 2 months, yes, we will qualify, we will get a degree. But my friends, please know that your degree, that paper will not give you the life. Your awareness, your skills, your knowledge helps you to grow in the life. So please spend your time in gaining these things. I'm not telling you to sacrifice your cricket, movies, all these things. Yes, you concentrate on these things, acquire skills, acquire knowledge, improve your awareness. As a relaxation, go on to that. But please check, maximum number of students are giving much priority, 90% attention to that, 10% attention to the education. So as a result, what is happening? While you are studying, and I am telling you, maximum number of students are having a wrong perception. College is for enjoyment. Classroom is for enjoyment. No. College is a place where your future is going to be sculpted. And the time what you are spending in the college is the time which makes your future, which designs your future. So please take it in a very serious way. Otherwise, throughout the life you will face problem. If you are enjoying this 15 years time period, you will face problem throughout your 80 years time period. If you are little bit serious in this 15 years time period, throughout your life you will be comfortable. Okay, so please, I suggest all my student friends, generally I don't call students, I'll call as my friends, because my life is dedicated to the students. They are my life. So, my friends, please understand, college is not to become lazy. It's not college. It's not to become lazy. Be shortened, because the coming days, lot of competition is going to increase. To face the competition, you must be serious. So dedicate your time in the college. The rest of the time you can enjoy. This is the point what I want to make very clear to my student friends. Yes, Rohit.
That's a very good answer, sir. Like very beautiful answer and very important suggestion for the youngsters. We all want to. Well, thank you very much, sir, for such a motivational and insightful message for our viewers. We from College Dunia wish you a great success ahead, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Rohit.
Thank you very much, sir.
Good day.